why purpose in life makes you irresistible to your partner. This is where a lot of you are going to shut off. You're going to shut down. You're going to probably not even listen to this episode. In fact, many of you won't even hear what I'm saying right now because you'll see the title and you'll be like, I didn't want to watch that. Didn't want to listen to that. We're going to talk about why peace is so important in the home.
Stop trying to lead and make decisions all the time. And
you should not be proud if you raised your voice and screamed at them.
no matter what.
No matter what.
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn. Why am I allowing him to do this in front of our children? Why am I allowing this to happen at all? You don't get to say whatever you want to a man and push him to the point where he snaps.
I might have been a really bad man the other day, but today I went out of my way to be a good man, and she thanked me for it.
Is that you always want to act in the direction you want to go. So
He is just a paycheck. What about his needs?
we're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast, where we share the life lessons that we've learned after, coming back to the depths of hell of our own marriage and after working with thousands of people in the last couple of years. And today's topic, why purpose in life makes you irresistible to your partner. This is where a lot of you are going to shut off. You're going to shut down. You're going to probably not even listen to this episode. In fact, many of you won't even hear what I'm saying right now because you'll see the title and you'll be like, I didn't want to watch that. Didn't want to listen to that. And it's really too bad. Here's why. Because everybody's got a partner, a job, and kids. And you're all going to come up with excuses like, I don't have time. I had a call yesterday, honey, with my men. And I had a man who comes into the program and takes, right? Whenever he needs help, he comes into the program, asks for help. Whenever he's struggling with his wife, he'll lean on the guys. He'll dive back into the reset when he's struggling. And, he started talking about his purpose. And, I'm just so busy. Let's talk about how busy you are with your job. We all have one. We just do. And, I'm doing this massive global project, as some of you might know, trying to get everything that I have in, starting with 12 languages all around the world.
I thought it was 14.
No, it's 13 with English.
Oh, 13.
Yeah. And so this is a lot of work. And I've got many of my lords helping me. And we're all looking at the big picture, disrupting divorce. This is all part of work, okay? But to get the work done, what did you say to me? You said to me something.
I said, you're working around the clock. I said, I'm so proud of you. You're working around the clock to get this project done.
That's right. Now, let me rewind back to this client.
Which, by the way, irresistible.
Irresistible. Okay, we'll get to why, okay? But here's the thing. So this client, he's talking about why he's struggling. His wife doesn't see him. She's very interested in moving to another city. She's very interested in connecting with an old boyfriend and ex, but don't worry, there's nothing going on, all this stuff. But they've elevated their relationship, honey. They're no longer, enemies. They've had some massive struggles and hard conversations, like having a baby. What are they doing with the business? Which city they're going to move to? They're getting through it, and they've elevated themselves to like good business partners, roommates, glorified roommates. Okay.
I really got stuck on the meeting up with the ex-boyfriend thing.
Yeah.
I just talked about this with my ladies. Anyway, continue.
We can probably address that. So here's the thing. He's going on and everything's sounding really good. And then he starts talking about this girl, his wife talking to her ex. And the more I dug into it, he's talking about how busy he is with his work. Now I get it. When you are, I'm going to use doctor as an example. It's what I use in the reset. I don't care if you're saving lives every single day, because if the mechanic didn't fix the car that crashed, that person wouldn't have like somebody to save, on the table. Okay. When you talk about a job, it's just that, it's a job, you guys. And if you're spending all your time working and your wife or your partner doesn't feel like a priority, that's not irresistible. That's just paying the freaking bills. And we talk lots about security. We talk lots about, all the different levels of safety and all these things. But if you're not a priority, then none of that even matters. And so I just want to first address that with you. Let's not worry about the guy she's talking to right now. I want to keep this to purpose today. Okay. The point is, she's obviously trying to fill her cup a little bit. And we've had multiple conversations over 6 months when he's in looking for help taking. Okay. And he is trying to understand why his wife's not connecting, why they're not getting along, why she won't want to date with him. And literally he's choosing all these things like work. So I want to hear your take on that. If I'm just working, how do you feel?
Lonely.
Wow. So not like a priority, not like you have a partner, not like probably no fun, because I'm the barrel of fun around here.
Yeah, you are a lot of fun. then I'd have to go have fun elsewhere.
That's right. And that doesn't always mean cheating, guys. That could be friends. A lot of our relationship, there was a lot of fun, safety, whatever it is, the love of your life. The other ones, the children, right?
It's the point is you're finding what you need somewhere else.
That's right.
Which doesn't need to be cheating. This is actually really good because I just did a training with my women on the cascade to betrayal. And for those of you that don't know, the cascade to betrayal is the Gottmans worked with 2 other therapists, and they came up with this 24-item list. Everything that happens most of the time before you cheat. Cheating is number 24. Loneliness is on there. I think it's around number 11. I can't remember. You can Google it, the Gottman cascade to betrayal. Everything in there is you start to look to someone else to fill your bucket. And before you look to somebody else, it's something. It could be something. So, maybe because you're not getting what you need from your husband. So before she goes and meets with her ex, maybe she stopped investing in her marriage and she started investing in a new program for school, or she started reading more. She started doing more activities with her kids.
You do lots of dog rescues back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about that in a minute, but I know that makes me irresistible.
But
But the chickens in the basement, they make me irresistible. But the point is you start looking for, naturally, you start filling your bucket, filling your bucket with other things and eventually other people, even if it seems quote unquote innocent. Like I think one of the first things that you said when you described it was there's no issue. It's just an old friend, old boyfriend,
right.
Innocent.
Quote unquote innocent.
Right. They think that it is, but
That's right.
she's needing to fill the void of her husband working all the time, not having time for her, with someone who she knows that she can have good conversation with. She knows is going to give her quality time.
Now, I'm not going to go too far into that, but I want to highlight a couple of things. And that is because it's the excuses that you make. I don't have time, or you don't understand. All my time has gone into, his specific example was looking for a new lease, a new location, right? Listen, I squashed it right there. In fact, many of my men messaged after and said, thanks for putting us in our place always. Because listen, we all have a partner, a job, and kids. And then we all have to elevate and do whatever we need to do. If you're looking for a lease, if you're looking for a new house, it doesn't really matter. It consumes all of your time. You still have to balance this stuff out because there's always going to be something. Okay? So stop with the bullshit. Stop with the excuses. All right? Now, irresistible. Okay, so you can take your job and do something dramatically different. You can make an impact with it. Okay? For example, our goal is not to save your marriage. Our goal is to save marriages across the world so that our children, your children, see a different example. That's why we say disrupting divorce, meaning an impact in the world. Okay? So that doctor who's saving lives, wonderful. But can you do something different with that? Can you help cure cancer? They haven't figured that out yet. This is something different. You're researching, you're using your time differently than going to work and making a few dollars, whatever that is. Okay? Because a job is a job is a job. Now, here's why. It's not just about impact. It's about giving back. I don't know if you noticed. You probably picked it up, honey. The amount of times I said, starting this episode, that this guy comes in and he takes, whenever he's having a problem, he comes and asks for help. He comes and asks from the guys, what can I do? How do I fix this? What's my mindset that should change here? That's take. And yes, people pay for service. I understand that. However, if you're not giving back, if you're not helping other men, let's say in this example, then you're not learning as fast as you can learn. It's just when you give, you get without having to expect to get. It just happens. It's natural. You're practicing by teaching. You should want to do that. You should be learning and taking those skills, talking to your neighbor, talking to the other parent at daycare, talking to that colleague at work. Most of you are wasting time walking around the water cooler at work anyways, staring at your social media on your phones. You might as well do something with your time. Make a motivational post, something. Start giving back. Why? Because when you do things like that, it starts to become irresistible. You're not a taker anymore. Everybody in the world is a taker. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
On a whole?
Naturally, we are born that way, and we have to evolve our sense of self and our sense of the world around us in order to not be so selfish. We're made to self-preserve. But as you grow in your emotional maturity, you realize that it's not all about you. And that's exactly what Cass is trying to say. As you start to give and as you start to change and you grow in your emotional maturity, Irresistible.
Irresistible. Let me give you a different spin on it. Okay, so you're not giving up time. You just actually spent, and the thought process of thanking your partner. We talk about things like thanking your partner for their regular role, whatever it is that you guys have decided in your home. Thank you for making the dinner. Oh, thanks for doing the Instacart order. Oh, thanks for working so hard. Oh, thanks for taking care of lunch today. Kids, did you say thank you to your dua? Like, all of this stuff, this gratitude is the same sort of thing. It's just that this is now, we're talking about purpose now. When you give, you shift the frame in your home, the energy in your home. Same with your time. Okay. So if you have quality time with your partner, but you don't have as much time, you still maximize it with quality time. The same fellow 6 months ago or something, I was like, what do you mean you're going to go to this other city and do all this business stuff and have a date with your wife? Now, I'm not saying you couldn't do something like that, but the damn guy didn't prioritize his wife for so long. She was not interested in that. She wanted a partner, not a business colleague. You have to learn to distinguish and separate that. Okay. Now, what else? Okay. If you think about purpose, it's well beyond just giving back. That's just something at the very end that I teach. But it starts with you. What about your energy? Are you working out? Are you eating right? We talk about that stuff a lot. If you're doing that well, then you're bringing that energy back home, right? I know for a fact that you're like, wow, when you're working out, like, whoa,
Yeah.
right? There's muscles, there's energy that you bring.
I love the muscles.
There's all kinds of incredible things that happens. We're not going to do benefits of fitness and health today episode. But what you don't understand is
But the goal portion, again, sexy, irresistible. And this isn't only with your partner. Irresistible means that you have an influence to everybody in your life. If you're setting your goals, you're meeting your goals, you're growing, you're thriving. It's not just about you. Other people see that and other people are attracted to that. It's authenticity at its finest when you see something that you want and you go for it, because people will chase you. And before you know it, they're chasing you and they're getting what they need. And then they're able to give to other people. So it's not just, for within your marriage. I think it's sexy as fuck that my husband works out and wants to care about his body and eat healthy and be healthy. But you know what? People also respect him more because he's healthy. He gets up in the morning and he's refreshed. He has a clear mind and he can mentor people and people see where he's going. Part of that is because he's setting goals. They don't see him going and working out at 5 o'clock in the morning. I see that, but they see the result of it. They see that he's building this project, whatever it is for you, setting the goal to do it. So is it business? Is it your health and wellness? Is it with your family? It's doing things with intention, doing things purposefully so that you are giving back. And I guess that's just it. Like, just having purpose, giving back, it makes you so attractive, and not necessarily in an intimate way, just influence, huge sphere of it commands respect. Yes.
Like, so think about something else that spins off of this. The amount of you that struggle in your relationship, your partner can't trust, brings up the past. This is like one of the most common issues that we hear. I know you're going through it. The past is up again. Why can't I get past it? Starting with purpose, from working out to what you follow through on, whether it's your instrument, the book you're reading, the course you're taking, the legacy you're leaving, whatever that give back. I call it legacy. It's like, what's the impact that you're trying to make? That's what we started this with. I think it's that important. I can tell which one of my men are working hard and which one don't give a shit, and they're just trying to go with the flow and try to see if they can profit off what we're doing. There's way more things than money to look at here. Disrupting divorce, impacting the younger generations. How can we start there? It starts with what we're doing and we add on to it. And all of this shows your partner that they can count on you, that they can rely on you. So beyond the priority thing that we talked about earlier, just as an accidental with this fellow, now we're talking about your partner can see it, can count on you, can trust it because you follow through with what you say you're going to do. And it's all above and beyond what the rest of the world, what most of you are doing, which is your job, your spouse, and your children. We all have it. And then you go, I don't have time. I don't know. I don't want to. And then you wonder why your partner doesn't look at you and think anything differently about you. You want to add something there?
Oh yeah, I've been dying to add my piece. So I want to share with you what makes me so irresistible to my husband. So talking about follow through, you know what I did last year? I hatched some baby chickens and they live in our laundry room. 2 of them are roosters. Follow through, guys. Yeah. I a few years ago, I founded an animal rescue And so it's really irresistible to bring home misfit dogs that pee on the floor.
Yep.
He sees my
Oh,
big
yeah.
heart and he
Oh,
just finds it
It's the heart that's
irresistible.
Yeah.
I know. I just had to put a light
Yeah,
spin on it.
yeah.
So
The
no
giant
matter,
toilet that our house is.
yeah.
Same
So no
thing.
matter what you're doing, you know, my husband, bless his heart, might not love that we have roosters living in our laundry room right now. And definitely
All day long.
they do crow sometimes at night. I don't know if it's like the same as newborns where when they're little, they just don't know the difference between day or night, but they do crow at nighttime. They're crowing right now. And you know, the dogs that are incontinent and all those things, he that is not attractive to him, but he sees my heart with these projects that I'm doing where it's different than the projects that he's doing because we're two different people, but he allows me to be me. He encourages me to do what I'm doing as I encourage him, and it together makes us irresistible as a partnership.
Now that is the last part. Think about the energy, So Kathryn could be on social media, and it does happen. She's looking, she sees a very sad story, and she's bawling. Her heart goes out to these animals. Okay, but Kathryn's not sitting there only doing that. She takes it to the next level and uses that beautiful heart and does something with it. Uses the time that would otherwise be wasted, maybe watching a TV show, and figures out what she can do so she can save another animal. Irresistible. Irresistible. I
Thanks,
can't
baby.
stress this enough. She's absolutely right. You're not going to love everything your partner does. A lot of my men help other men and their wives don't like it. Tough. You believe in what you do and you follow through on it, and the energy you both bring back home, irresistible. Why? Because you're not talking about the same old shit, your job, your children, and oh, how's your day, baby?
Mm-hmm.
You've got things to discuss. You've got things going on. Plus, you're happy about it because your cup is filled. Now, add to the fact that you worked out, you learned something, you commanded respect, people are talking to you, you can talk about more than they can, you're actually entertaining while they actually want to listen to your jokes. Holy shit, all this stuff starts to stack. This is why purpose is irresistible to your partner. And actually, you said it beautifully earlier, to everyone around you, the influence that you have no idea the power. But you're going to have to get off your butt, you're going to have to set some goals, and you're going to have to start achieving them. And the only way to achieve them is to follow through and then take that energy when it's hard and keep going.
Like roosters crowing at 1 o'clock in the morning. See you guys next time.
Bye.